What's up, gang? Hey man, I got 2 things that I want to read that will open your mind and that will help you get more results sooner rather than later. So make sure you watch this video to the very end, because I got a ton of gold nuggets in this one, like for real. Also hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't done so already, jump into the CLG community, because the hard 30 will be up in a day or so. So if you jump in before August 25th, you'll have access to the hard 30 for free. So jump in ASAP, watch the hard 30, learn from the hard 30, and without further ado, let's jump right into this video. Alright, so in this video I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm actually gonna read a Bible verse off of Tristan Social's Instagram. I don't really know a lot about Tristan Social. Sometimes I watch some of his like infield stuff just on Instagram. It just be popping up on my timeline. I really don't know a lot about the guy. I think he just does game in different countries, which I've heard different countries are a lot easier than America. I just finished my last day of recording the hard 30, and I had a major fucking epiphany that I will share with you guys in this video as well. So make sure you watch this one to the very end, because it's going to really help you guys on your journey when it comes to women in America. I don't know about the women in the other countries and stuff like that. I heard they're easier, but the American women, I'm going to give you an epiphany that I just found out. And it is held to be true, because even the last day of the hard 30, I got a number, and then the girl is down the link, but obviously the last day was yesterday, so the hard 30 is over. And I'm just gonna break everything down for you. So basically, Tristan Social posted this on his IG. It's basically a Bible verse. So I'm gonna read the Bible verses that he posted, and then I'm gonna break them down. So first it says the narrow and wide gates. So it says, enter through the narrow gates, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. So basically what this line is, the way I'm interpreting it, right? Because the thing about the Bible and things like that is so many lines that they're written in such a way of the past that it leads a lot for interpretation, right? It's a lot of people that can read the same exact line and interpret it in so many different ways, right? The way that I'm interpreting this is I'm going to keep it simple, like I do everything, right? In the CLG community, I keep the process simple. I keep everything as simple as possible so that people can actually use it. So the way that I'm thinking about this is basically, the wider the gate, the broader the road, the easier something is to do, or the easier something is to make happen, or the easier something is to follow a trend or whatever. Anything that's easy will lead to destruction in the long run, right? Think about all the stuff that's like easy to do that everybody can kind of do, that, you feel me, leads to destruction. Smoking weed, I think, is very easy, right? Anybody can do it. Anybody can buy it. Drinking alcohol, super easy. It's not a lot of work required. But the stuff that's hard is stuff like discipline, right? That's extremely hard. It was even hard for me during the hard 30, right? I was doing the hard 30. I was going out 30 days. Not really going out like that, but like getting my steps in, talking to women for 30 days straight, and then recording everything, right? So what I realized is it's actually a lot harder to stick to the script than anything else. It's very difficult to stick to the script. Like, that's the hard part. It's easy to freestyle. It's easy to make stuff up. It's easy to, try something that you've never done before. Like, that's the easy stuff. But the hard part is to stick to the process, stick to the script, stick to the process with every single chick that you meet. And what I've noticed is, when I stuck to the process, when I did the hard thing, it was easier to build more of a genuine connection with somebody. And they were texting back, they were trying to set things up, they were this. But when I was getting a little, a little doing too much and whatever, being a little bit too over the top, or whatever the case is, I noticed that when I got away from the foundation, the process, the this, the that, the everything, that's when I would never get text backs. I would get ghosted. People wouldn't show up for stuff. It was just day and night difference. And I came to the conclusion that I have a video in there that's called Choose Your Style. One style is play to win. One style is minimize your mistakes. I had a conclusion that playing to minimize your mistakes is the best way. The less mistakes that you make, the better off you'll be in the long run. That is the conclusion that I came up with after the hard 30. That was 30 days of going out and everything like that. And I've noticed every single time I made the least amount of mistakes, that's when I got the most amount of results. It was as simple as just sticking to the process, down to the T. Every part of the process. The foundation is important. Just understanding female nature is important, but the process itself, after you have the foundation. Now, if you don't have the foundation, nothing will work for you, right? If you don't, because one of the parts in the foundation, I teach people the importance of turning their care down. If your care is not turned down, I swear to God, these American women will eat you up, chew you up, and spit you out. If they sense any form of care, they will eat you up, spit you out, chew you up, and spit you out. I'll give you one quick example. It was this dime shell. I didn't know she was a dime shell because she was sitting down, so I didn't know how fat her ass was. But she was gorgeous in the face, right? She was feeling me. She was everything. And you always remember the ones that you fumble because you know that you had a genuine connection with the girl. You know she was your type. She was your perfect type. You liked her energy. You liked how cool she was. She was feeling you. And these are the ones that hurt the most because this is somebody that you can actually see having a relationship with long term. Like, you know, some girls you see, and once they start talking to you and stuff like that, you be like, she cool, but like, I don't really want to like see this girl every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she start opening her mouth like, she cool, but I don't really fuck with this girl like this. But then every now and again, you'll run across a girl that you like, oh, I really fuck with this girl. Like, I don't know what it is, just the shit she's saying, her energy, all this type shit, right? So I ran across one of those girls in the hard 30. And we was clicking, we was vibing. And I deviated from the process really, really, really bad. And every time I deviated, her attraction got lower, to the point where she was initially trying to give me her number, to the point where she didn't even want to give me her number. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? And it was all from just mistakes. It was just getting away from the process, doing too much, getting away from the process, doing too much, right? And that one, those are the ones that actually hurt. I'm gonna be real with you. Those are the ones that actually hurt. But like this quote was saying, you know, taking the easy route, you know, doing it your way, right? Taking the easy route, lacking discipline, staying in the pocket, staying under control, all that stuff, or not staying in the pocket, not staying in control, all of that stuff is harder to do, but it's the most rewarding. The easy stuff is do what you want, say what you want, you know what I mean? Don't care about the foundation, you know what I mean? Fucking be angry, don't have your care turned down, because you gotta understand, even being angry at women is a sign of having your care too high. You get what I'm trying to say? Don't be butthurt, you know what I mean? I took that L. I really like that girl. I took that L. You can tell the girls that you really like and the ones that was going good. Everything was good until I started making mistakes. Those are the ones that linger with you a few days. Those are the ones, even with your care turned down, you like, damn, I really could have did something with that one. Like, you know what I mean? That one could have really been a part of my life and whatever. We could have, and she was single. She was everything. She checked every fucking box and I fucked it up. She didn't have a man. She didn't have none of that shit. She was a gorgeous little girl. Plump ass, even though when I was talking to her, she was sitting down and I really didn't know how big her ass was, but yeah, she had plump ass, she had everything, and I fucked it up, and those are the ones that hurt. But I fucked it up because making too many mistakes. All right, I was trying to play to win. I was trying to do some and one shit, trying to put a little extra hot sauce on it, trying to put a little sauce on it, and nope. The best way to do it is just stick to the script. If you are in the field, if you actually want results with women, the best way to do it is just stick to the script down to the T. And 9 times out of 10, if you're not getting text back or if she's not trying to link up with you, it's because something you did in person, you just did not stick to the script. Now, it's not going to be 100%. You know what I mean? Every blue moon, you're just going to get a girl that she's just being nice. But if you stick to the script, you're going to weed out the ones being nice. You're not even going to get their number in the first place. You're going to force their hand. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, if you just stick to the script, like down to the T, everything that I say, That's why the CLG community is just study, master it, understand what the mistakes are, get rid of those things, and then you go out in the field and you just minimize your mistakes. At first it's going to be hard because in the presence of an attractive woman, you're going to try to resort back to whatever the fuck you used to do that didn't work, right? You're going to try to be funny, you're going to be trying to do stuff, you're going to be trying to be extra, you're going to be trying to flirt, you're going to be trying to do all of this shit that doesn't really fucking work unless you can pull it off, unless you can do it within keeping your care down. You can still flirt, you can still do all of this shit, but you have to do it from a frame of keeping your care down. Most guys don't. Most guys do it from a frame of, I have to do this in order to get a result, and the girl can feel it. And I've noticed even with the hard 30, I was in some sets where I was like, oh, I got to get this result, man. I got to show my guys, like, if I bag this one, I got to show the guys on the hard 30, like, goddamn, like, you feel me? And even that added pressure can throw off with a woman. This is what I've noticed by doing this. There are very little mistakes that you can make with American women, especially the hot ones. Very little. And then for the last day of the hard 30, I just came from the casino. I won, I put down 250. I won 300 because I played Baccarat. I started with 250. I ended up with 550. So I won 300, got the fuck out of there. Or before I got out of there, there was no girls in there, right? No hot ones, right? As I was leaving after I won, there was a group of 4 hot girls. This is the last day of the hard 30, which was yesterday. There's a group of 4 hot girls. There was one of them that was super attractive. They were all sitting down, so I don't know how much ass she got. But I walked up to the one that was super fucking attractive in the face. Like, her face was extremely cute, right? So we chopping it up, we talking and everything like that. And I just made no mistakes. Like, literally, I made no fucking mistakes. And it wasn't that long of a conversation. It was pretty 1 to 2 minutes or whatever the case is. Got her number. Now, after today, I'm not going to be able to show what ends up happening with that girl. I'm pretty sure I'm going to hook up with that girl. Got her number. She was texting me that night, and she just texted me this morning saying what day she's free, when she wants to link up, all types of stuff. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? And all I did was just not make any mistakes. And I remember the girl that I really like, it was the same fucking situation, but I got too far away from the process. And every mistake that I made, her attraction went down to the point where when I first was talking to her, she was trying to give me her number, right? Because I said, what's your number? But I was talking about, this was at the girl that I did fuck with was at a casino. It was at the same casino, but it was like a day or two prior. It was like 2 days prior or something like that. And I asked her, what's your number? Well, I was asking, like, what's the number that you had to see on that screen for you to take money out? Because she was playing some, like, electronic blackjack, right? But she thought I meant what was her phone number. She started giving it to me. But that was early in the interaction before I started making mistakes. I was like, no, I wasn't asking for your phone number. I was saying, like, what's your number? Like with the blackjack thing. These are the mistakes that I was making. I'm over here talking about fucking blackjack. I'm over here talking about, like, her playing a game. I'm over here talking about all of this shit that did not fucking matter. Right? All of this shit that just did not matter. And I don't know why I was acting like that. I don't know what the fuck. Sometimes even I make mistakes, right? But it all changed when she finally, like, took her card out. Cause I'm sitting next to her talking about, I'm just, like, shooting the shit. I don't know. I'm just having fun with it. But I'm fucking up. I'm having too much fun. And all I had to do was just minimize mistakes. I would have bagged her. But then everything changed when she stood up. Cause she was a skinny little girl, so you couldn't tell. Like, she looked so skinny that she looked like she didn't have ass. When she stood up and I seen how juicy that ass was, because her face was a fucking 10. Like, she was gorgeous as fuck. Like a Megan Fox looking ass face, right? But she was so skinny that, like, when she was sitting down, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna play around with it. Like, I was half in, half out with it. Because I didn't know. I assumed that she had no ass. So I'm like, she got a cute face, but ain't no way a girl with this bad of a face is gonna have a fat ass. When she stood up and I seen how juicy that little fucking fat ass was, I tried to, now I started following the bitch. I was just like, oh shit, where you going? Where you leaving? She's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I followed this bitch to the back. Bro, I made so many motherfucking mistakes. And then as soon as it was time for her to actually leave, I was like, what's your number? She's like, nope, no, She just threw out like some excuse. She's like, you're too old for me anyways, and all this crazy shit. But that wasn't the case, because she was feeling me before I was making mistakes. And and the more mistakes I kept making, boom, lost her attraction. And that's what I noticed the most with the hard 30 is every girl that I just didn't make mistakes with, for whatever reason, maybe my care was turned down with the chick, or I could take it or leave it, or I just didn't give a fuck. Every single girl that I did that with in the hard 30 that actually was like somewhat intrigued, meaning that they didn't just blow me off immediately, right? Every girl that I didn't make a mistake with, something happened with every single one of them. Whether I hooked up with them, got head, got hand job, fucked, every single one in the fucking hard 30. But every girl that I tried to do a little too much with and get away from the process and try to put my own little fucking flavor on it, or have too much fun, or say too much, or do too much, every fucking time I lost. Because the American women do not really give you room to make mistakes. That's what I found during the hard 30. I'm glad I did the hard 30. It was hard. Exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was very fucking hard. But I'm glad that I did it, because now it's about to get crazy. Like, I'm going back to my old ways. Because, like I said, at my peak, I was 2 to 3 new girls every single week. At my peak, I was 2 to 3 new girls every single week. I'm not going to ruin the hard 30 for you. Yes, obviously, I got some, like, obviously, you know what I mean? You give me 30 days, it don't matter. I'm always going to figure it out and get some play. So, obviously, I got some play, but I'm pretty sure I could have probably doubled it or tripled it with even hotter girls if I just would have stuck to the script and not making mistakes. Moving forward, and sometimes it's hard not to make mistakes, because it's not like you care too much about the girl. It's the fact that you know that you're gonna be filming stuff, and you gotta like you gotta like kind of like find a way to like film some interactions that you usually won't film, or whatever case is, and shit like that. And you know that you're gonna be doing some stuff like that, so you more of like putting the added pressure on yourself just to show the CLG guys what's possible. You feel me? But still, you know what I mean? The girls that you naturally have your care down with, those girls, the ones I didn't make mistakes with, all of those girls ended well. So you guys gonna see the difference. You're gonna see the ones where I made some mistakes with, they won't even text you back. The ones that I didn't make mistakes with, oh my god, bro, fucking every one of them went through the process so smooth. Like, still want me to fucking hook up with them still to this day, still reaching out to me, still all that shit. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So the ones that you don't make mistakes with, you get results with. The ones you do make mistakes with, you will never see them again. Any mistake, they can be feeling you. I've had girls tell me, you're very attractive, and I start making too many mistakes, never hear from that bitch again. Won't even get the real number from her. Like, so watch the hard 30, bro. Like, if you really want to learn this shit and you really want to get good with this shit, watch the hard 30, and then really study the information in the dating course. But the foundation is probably the most important thing. For the people that hit level 5, the art of seduction is super, super, super important. But those are for the people that, you know, actually engage and hit level 5. That's very important too. But if you can just minimize your mistakes, you will be a savage. Point blank, period. But going back to this, that's a narrow gate for a lot of guys, because it takes a lot of discipline to stay in the pocket with a girl that you find super attractive, and you know in your heart of hearts you can't make mistakes. That is the hard part. You feel me? That is the narrow gate. That is the narrow road. That is the part that most people do not do. They do not stay in the pocket and perform like they should. Right? I'll give you, in terms of sports, I'll give you a person who mastered this. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather talk a lot of mess and all this crazy stuff, but in that ring, he makes very little to no mistakes. Yes, everybody's going to make mistakes. You are going to make mistakes, but you got to recover from them quickly and just be like, I'm not going to make another mistake. If you can do that with American girls, your results with American women will skyrocket. Every girl that I made minimal mistakes with, it ended well. And it's crazy because they're happy to have sex with you. Like, I'm getting blowjobs, like girls drinking my cup, like they want to do it. Like, and they want to see me again. And they want to keep doing it. Like, and they haven't fucked a guy in like a year, or they haven't fucked a guy because they just can't find no guy, and they don't know why. They don't know why they can't find guys, but I know why. Like the last girl that I just hooked up with in the hard 30, a guy was bigger than me, stronger than me, taller than me. He was talking to her, but I knew he was gonna fuck it up because he was making too many mistakes. He was talking too much. He was doing too much. She was already feeling him. She probably liked him more than she liked me. But the fact when I talked to her, I made no mistakes. She did everything that I wanted her to do. She hasn't even had sex for a year before me, and she did everything. You feel me? Swallow, cum, she did everything. You get what I'm trying to say? But that's because I didn't make any mistakes with her. Blonde, blue eyes, fat ass, nice titties, everything. You get what I'm trying to say? So that was my epiphany with the hard 30. Other states are easier. And I think because Miami's so hard that it forces you to make mistakes because the girls are so fucking cold in Miami. Like, you gotta be perfect. So sometimes, you know what I mean, you start second guessing yourself and shit like that. Don't second guess the process. Don't second guess yourself. Just stick to the script. You will get a shit ton of results. Trust me. Stick to the fucking script. Yeah, I mean, if you are gonna deviate, do it a little bit, but get back to not making mistakes. Like, just play clean fucking ball. Like, or whatever the fuck. Just play the game clean. And you will understand that everything that I said about women is actually true. It's absolute. They can be brutal if they don't fuck with you, but if they fuck with you, they'll give you their all. They will give you their all. So then let's read the next part. It says true and false prophets. So it says, watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit, you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit. A bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit, you will recognize them. That part is so fucking true. Beware of false prophets. Beware of people that can help you make $1 million or get you rich quick and stuff like that. This is what I had to figure out when I was working for Grant Cardone. What I realized about Grant Cardone is his business model was to help people get rich, like wealthy, but the business was to teach people how to get wealthy. But you got to understand, like, what business did you actually grow that got you wealthy that wasn't about teaching people to get wealthy? Does that make sense? Like, and even if he really truly knew it, right? What you got to look for is a tree that bears good fruit, meaning that, at least the way I'm interpreting this, meaning that, okay, you could also be a false prophet and deceptive. You could be a person who knows how to get rich yourself, but isn't actually giving people real advice. So what people need to look for is the people that you're training. What are their results? Are they getting richer? Or are they getting poorer? And what happens with Grant Cardone is once Grant starts training people, and this happened with a lot of business owners, they will come to him already making a lot of money. And once they start implementing his trainings and adding it and stuff like that, their sales would actually decrease. Like, literally, like, it, bro, it's companies that, like, this, all right, I'll give you an example. Brandon Dawson's wife became the CEO of a health company or whatever the case is. She implemented all of Grant's stuff. Like, she drank the Kool-Aid. She implemented all of his stuff. And the results of the people there went from $5 million a month down to $3 million a month. They were losing $2 million a month following all of Grant's shit. I came in as a top salesperson to work for Grant, right? When I was doing what really works in sales, I was outperforming everybody there. The moment I started over studying Grant's content and like learning his way of doing things, my results shot down. It shot down so far that the people was pulling me in the office like, bro, what happened with your numbers? And then they was trying to correlate my graphs. So they was like, well, I've noticed you've been watching more of Grant videos and you've been implementing more of his, like, you can tell that I've been watching more videos and training and taking more notes. But the more videos I watched, it was directly impacted on the amount of sales that I was getting. The more videos I watched, the lower my sales. The less of Grant's videos that I watched, the higher my sales. And I was trying to show my guy the graph, because they graph you for everything in Grant's office, because it's all about sales. So they pull you to the side and they graph all your numbers. And I'm like, bro, I was like, don't you think it's weird that like every time I watch a lot of Grant's videos, like when I go home and I study, because they want you to watch his videos all the time. Isn't it crazy that when I watch his sales training videos, my numbers plummet and you guys got to pull me in? And then when I stop watching his videos, isn't it crazy that my numbers skyrocket and I'm selling stuff like every single day when I'm not watching his stuff? And I'm doing what actually works in sales. Like that high pressure bullshit, like forcing people to buy, trying to hard close everything, like that fucking over needy way of selling. You notice that shit ain't working, right? And the guy was like, no, bro, the manager literally lied to me. He's like, no, Grant's videos have a delayed response. So what's happening is you're watching a bunch of his videos, but it's based off of when you wasn't watching his videos, and that old information is what's affecting the graph. And then when you stop watching his videos, back when you did watch his videos, that new information is what's getting you those sales that day. I was like, no, I said, that's not the truth, because look at this time, 3 months in a row, I watched his videos, or not 3 months, but it was like 3 weeks, because they count you by weeks. I was like, look, 2 weeks in a row, or 3 weeks in a row, I was watching a bunch of his videos. And before that, my numbers was at their highest. And then those 2 weeks following, when I started watching his videos, that's when my numbers was lower for 2 to 3 weeks in a row. So I was like, but then when I stopped watching his videos for like 2 to 3 weeks, my numbers would be high for 2 to 3 weeks. So it's not like a one-off thing. And he couldn't fucking explain it. He was just like, CJ, just do what you got to do. Just make sure your sales is up. I don't care what you do. And then tried to kick me out of the office because I was telling him that Grant, in so many words, I was telling him Grant doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, he really doesn't, bro. He just fucking crazy, bro. He just a crazy little high anxiety motherfucker, because I met him in person. His anxiety is high as fuck. Like, I've never met somebody with that much anxiety in person who's rich as him. Like, his eyes is always twitching and shit. I'm like, damn, bro, chill out, bro. Like, nobody's trying to kill you, bro. Just relax, you know? But yeah, man, that's the shit I be talking about. So understand, and what they do is they show you fruits. So they be like, this is what I got, this is what I got, this is what I got. That's not the fruits that you should be looking for. The fruits that you should be looking for is, if I claim to be a teacher, what are the results of my students? And this is the crazy part. If you go inside of CLG, we have students, the ones that follow the process and they don't make mistakes, they get results. We have 60-year-old men getting fucking results. So don't judge me for my results. Judge me from the results of the guys in the CLG community. Because I'm just being real and really raw with you guys. Because it hurt. Because it's like, I'm remembering all the baddies that I fucking was doing too much with and making too many mistakes with. I'm like, fuck. Like, I could have really built something with them. Like, you know what I mean? The one that hurt the most was the one recently at the casino, because I just did a girl similar, like, this last girl, I didn't see her ass either, but she had a similar face. Like, she was a cute, young brunette. She had a similar face, but I didn't see her ass, so I don't know if it's fatter than the other girls or not, but she texted me to link up. But that particular girl, I didn't make any fucking mistakes with. She down the ride. The girl that I really fucking like, the Megan Fox face, plump ass, all that shit like that, I made way too many fucking mistakes. Didn't even get her fucking number. Probably won't ever see her again. And that's the shit that be hurting me sometimes. I will recover from it. I will learn from it. I don't want you guys to be in that position. So just stick to the fucking script. Master the script and then stick to it. Because some people think they sticking to it, but they didn't even master it yet. They didn't even, because it's simple to master, but they think they sticking to it. But if they break down the scenario to me, I'd be like, no. This is what you did wrong in this one. This is what you did wrong here. This is what you did wrong here. Like, with American girls, you can't do that shit. Maybe you can go to some other country and you can make a bunch of mistakes and you can be goofy. You can be over the top silly. You can still be goofy and silly. Don't get it twisted. But you can't make mistakes outside of your personality. You keep your personality. I'm not the one to tell you to change your personality. You can still be goofy. You can still be silly. But you got to stick to the script in terms of exactly how to get a girl through the process. You have to stick with it. If you stick with that, you will get a shit ton of results. And you got to get out of the house. You know what I mean? You can't just stick with it and just be like, oh, I'm going to be on IG all the time and just keep DMing girls and stuff like that. Yes, that works too, but you still got to meet that girl in person. You feel me? And I think it's better to actually meet the girl in person up front, because she already know what type of guy you are, because you're not making mistakes in person. And it doesn't have to be a long interaction. It can be a very short, simple interaction, like the girl from last night. Very short, simple interaction. But she just texted me this morning talking about I'm free these days. Like, what's up? Like, in so many words, like I'm down for whatever. What's up? You get what I'm trying to say? So, I really wanted to read this. Tristan Social, that's his name. He really posted this on his story. It's good scripture. You feel me? It's good scripture. It's accurate. And it's the truth. And it stands true to this day. Don't look at the person as a prophet just because of deception, right? That's the devil's work. People will deceive you, stuff like that. Look at that person based off of the fruits that they bear. There's no such thing as a good tree bearing bad fruit. And there's no such thing as a bad tree bearing good fruit. So look at the fruits that they bear and judge them based off of that. Like, I would rather stay small and not lie and not deceive and not fucking whatever the case is. I'd rather stay a small channel and do it that way, opposed to grow to be a magnificent big channel, but just tell people what they want to hear. Because that's how YouTube works. Like, I have a friend that has 5 million subscribers. He even says, he's like, bro, YouTube is just about copying people that are successful and just telling them what they want to hear. If you want to blow up, like, you know what I mean? But I said, I'm not doing that. I said, I'm going to come to the internet and tell people the fucking truth. And we just going to see where the chips fall. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I never get 5 million subs or whatever the case is. I just give a fuck that the people that do find my channel, they know that they got the real, raw, uncut fucking truth. That's all the fuck I give a fuck about. And even if my shit don't blow up or grow fast enough or whatever the case is, I don't give a fuck. Because the mission is bigger. And I really want to stress that. If you guys haven't jumped into the CLG community, yesterday was the last day of the Hard 30. So I'm going to be posting the Hard 30 within a day or so. It'll be ready. If you jump in before August 25th, you'll get it for free. You'll be able to access it. You'll be able to watch each day, 1 through 30. You'll be able to watch each day. It's like a vlog, so I'm going to be updating you throughout every single video. I'm going to be throwing in gold nuggets, things like that. But just make sure you watch it all the way till day 30, because the epiphanies that I find as I go along are going to be like earth-shattering epiphanies that if you were to do the Hard 30, you will be able to find the same epiphanies that I've come to. And it's been the same thing since I've started, is minimize mistakes. And I tried to play to win, and that's what fucked me up. Like, it's some crazy stuff. So I made a video about playing to win and minimize mistakes, right? Back in the day, I used to just minimize mistakes, but I used to get a shit ton of results. Minimizing mistakes is just play the game the right way. Like Floyd Mayweather, just fucking do what it takes to win. Don't make mistakes. You know what I mean? Don't get cracked by a big shot. Just fucking stay in the pocket, play clean, play smooth. You'll go undefeated in so many ways, right? So I used to play like that, and that's when I had the most results. I used to just stick to the process with every single chick. Boom, boom, boom. Slept with so many girls. It was crazy. But for some reason, going into the Hard 30, I said, I'm going to play to win. I'm going to make a few mistakes. I'm going to have a little fun. I'm going to try to make it fun and interesting for me to do, right? Because people like me, we like challenges, right? That's one of the reasons why I like talking to women. I love the challenge. But I also love finding that right woman that I do have a fucking genuine connection with. So that's why that one girl hurt a little bit, because it's like, that would have been a perfect rotation chick. Maybe even a main if she was a solid chick. But we would never know, because she was fucking a bombshell. You know what I mean? And she was my perfect type and everything like that. And those the ones that and niggas be like, nigga, you on the fucking camera, man. You caring too much. You damn fucking right. But I'm being real with you guys. Obviously, I'm not saying that I don't care at all. I'm just saying around women, you have to turn down your care. You feel me? Because she even started sensing that I liked her a little too much, and boom, she was done. You get what I'm trying to say? She felt the care. She's like, oh, this nigga like me too much. Oh, don't like him. Even though she was fucking with me when she first met me. That's how finicky the American woman is. She can fuck with you real hard. But the moment she notices you fuck with her, it's over. Like, you feel me? And a broken clock is right twice a day. Sometimes a girl will give you a chance if you care too much and you show too much care. But it's probably because she just got out of a relationship with somebody who didn't really care about her or whatever the case is. She's just trying something. It's like a rebound. And trust me, being a rebound guy is like probably the worst thing ever. Because she's still probably in love with that guy, that narcissistic guy, whatever she left. But to being a rebound guy, she's trying to do something different, but she really don't fuck with you. Rebound guys get the worst treatment in the world. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? So that's why I say a broken clock is right twice a day. sometimes you start caring too much. You be like, oh, but I got this one girl. Yeah, but you hanging on to her by the skin of your teeth. Like, she's cheating on you. She's looking for other people everywhere y'all go. Like, she really don't want to be around you. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I just saw a guy, I was playing at the pool table yesterday with my main chick's brother. And there was a guy, he was a tall black guy, and he was with this short little bubble booty white girl or whatever, but she was an old chick. I wasn't interested or nothing like that. But he was so all up on her, and everywhere she went, bro, it got to the point where she broke away from him just to sit behind me and just stare at me and start conversations with me. But I'm looking at her man like, nigga, get your bitch. Like, I'm not finna talk to this fucking old ass washed up little girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she looked like she used to be a bombshell back in the day, but she old as fuck now. Like, I'm not fucking with this little white girl. But like, she started asking me like, oh, how's the pool game going? Oh, like, walked away from her man. But I can see it. I'm like, damn, bro, I know this nigga with her. He's her man, but he making way too many mistakes. He all up on this bitch. Like, everywhere she go, he on her ass. Like you can tell that like he like her more than she like him. She looking around the room looking for another nigga, and he just all up on her. Like, you know what I mean? Probably the best little piece of white pussy he done never had. You get what I'm trying to say? So, bro, stick to the fucking script. If you don't got the script, jump into CLG, get the script. Stick to it. Follow the process. It will save you millions of dollars dealing with women. Even the chick at the end of the Hard 30, I bought a hotel. Even that chick was offering to buy the hotel for that night because she couldn't come to my crib because I'm staying with my main. So I was like, I'm staying with people. And then she's staying with somebody. Like, she's sharing something with the Airbnb. Like, it's like a duplex, but the lady who's doing the Airbnb for her doesn't allow guests and shit like that. So I was like, all right, I'll get a hotel. Even she offered to buy the hotel. I told her no because it's already on my app. But she was just like, she's like, I'll pay for the hotel. I'll pay for the hotel. And I was just like, nah, I got that. So, and the majority of the girls that I hooked up with during the Hard 30 spent little to no money on. Like, I had girls that I didn't even want to hit. They was paying the bills and shit. Like, they was fighting for like the bills. Like, I'm not even trying. I'm just not making mistakes. So it's like, because I'm not making mistakes, the girl is going out of her way to keep a nigga like me in her life. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? And I got another girl that wants to hang out with me tonight. And I like, all this shit is crazy. Everybody that I didn't make mistakes with, those are the girls that's all down the ride. All the ones that I didn't make a mistake with, those are the girls that's all down the ride. You feel me? Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, it's insane. So I really wanted to stress that. I really wanted to read that from Tristan Social, because that was actually a good post that he posted on his Instagram story. So I really wanted to share that with you guys. But yeah, man, that's the epiphany that I came to. The Hard 30 is over. Now I can actually just go out and just enjoy fucking doing it the right way, right? Just fucking enjoy doing it the right way. If I was to do another Hard 30, it would be way more action with even hotter girls than the first Hard 30. But that's what it takes, right? I was trying to be too cocky, trying to do too much, I knew the cameras, you know what I mean? I knew the cameras was rolling. I knew I had to perform. I knew every girl that I talked to, I was gonna, you know, talk about it on the cameras. I knew all this stuff was happening. So it's because that it throw you off a little bit because I've never done that before, but you got to watch it for yourself. You'll be pleasantly surprised with the outcome and the epiphanies. And I'm pretty sure if you go to the field yourself, any way, form, just get outside, talk to women, you will come up with the same epiphanies that I come up with. Everything that I'm telling you, you're going to see in the field because everything is accurate. Everything is documented. The text scripts, or the text messages from the girls is posted on the video. So you're going to learn a lot. And with that being said, bro, make sure you jump into the CLG. It's only $48 a month, less than $500 a year. You get a free one-on-one call with me when you jump in. Just send me a DM as soon as you jump in. The Hard 30 will be free as well, and I should be posting that in like a day or so. And with that being said, I'm out, man. Peace.